students from the University of Eldoret. And when we got this invitation, at first it was tricky to try to find out a way that we needed to select the students, because initially we thought it is a departmental thing. It was a very big challenge. Later on, we found out it's a big thing. The topic of UTU is actually touching the university fraternity in terms of students. So we found it very neat to take it to the department. We expanded it to the school. Later on, we discovered also it's a very big affair. And we went through the dean of students to be able to bring our students on board. So most of the students who are here today, most of them are in a leadership position, either the student council. Maybe I need to recognize the student council leadership. If you're around, just stand. Congress members. Yeah. Clap. You can say something, huh? Yeah. So thank you so much. You can join me over here. So these are our Congress. I know it's not the time to say vote of thanks, but I need to appreciate these guys. Right away from the president of the University of Eldoret, he's been very instrumental. And he was telling me this morning he has this representative who he sent because of other appointments today. I believe one of these guys must be representing the president. And they've been very instrumental from the first day we started setting this. So I appreciate them so much. Maybe as they talk, you can preempt what UTU is, yeah? What is UTU according to you? When you got this invitation, on behalf of the rest of the students, to tell us one word or two on what you understand about UTU.
I think UTU means what comes into your mind is UTU means related with human beings, how to behave as a human being. So I'm happy, and I think I learn more about UTU than. Thank you.
Precisely. He said humanity. Did you hear humanity? Yeah, I think that is the essence of it.
UTU. Nikidhani UTU ni jina ya Uswahili kutokana na ukielewa Kiswahili then utafsiri kwa Kiingereza, hiyo humanity inajitokeza. Ni kweli. So ukiangazia UTU ni ile hali ya kujali mwenzako kwa mtaa, kwa sababu ni watu mtaani. Hivyo ndio nimekaa hapo nikaona jinsi nilivyoona hiyo PDF, nikaona mtaani UTU. So it is Kiswahili, and remember Kiswahili is one of our language. We use both to understand what is good and bad. Ndio? That is why wameongelea mtaani, wameongelea practice of human dignity in the society, na wakasema mtaani UTU. So understand, we are here to get knowledge, to know how we can handle ourselves outside there mtaani. So I don't have much, I'm ready to learn. Nashukuru Mungu kwa kunipea this time. And I also congratulate you for spending your time to come and learn something here. So God bless us at the end of this session. Thank you.
If you translate UTU, then you get humanity. What if you translate mtaani? What do you get? Village? Maybe we'll know what that means. But I think in a society, mtaani, base, something like that. So thank you very much. Those are representatives of our council. They may not talk here, but we have class reps from various schools. But I think that's how we attack it, because if we empower a leader, then we've reached out to the students. I think that's the strategy that we use. If you are a class rep, just wave. Whatever you are, just wave. Yeah, thank you very much. That's our representative, and a class rep is a very important person in a class because he coordinates the entire program. So if you get something, that UTU will be translated to the rest of the students. And I think utakuwa na UTU, hata ukiprepare timetable, ukiprepare any kind of responsibility that you have, they will benefit from what we are going to learn today. Other guys who are among us are leaders of other groups, maybe church-based groups, SDA. We invited them also. and other departments, sports, entertainment, and such like. So I believe you are also in if you represent any of the departments, apart from being a class rep. Do we have anybody? Yes? Just raise your hand. If you, yeah, church-based, Muslim-based communities, yeah? So thank you very much, and maybe the rest are escorting the guys there. Maybe somebody with a talent, unique capabilities beyond academics. It's also part of human existence. Huh? So we have also amongst ourselves, and we believe the team is very well represented. So I'm telling our guests, by the virtue that we had an opportunity to be in the University of Eldoret today, you have the heartbeat of the students. And I think that was the approach that we really emphasized a lot so that we can advance this idea of Utu to all of us. He's also, maybe he'll have time to talk later on. He's been the most immediate contact person. He's been assisting me to coordinate. Maybe later on we'll have time to talk. Now, amongst us also as University of Eldoret community, we have staff among us. I'm a lecturer in the Department of Agricultural Economics and Rural Development, and I'm the contact person to the CRECO team. And thank you, CRECO, for that opportunity to bring Utu Mtani, Utu Chuoni. Actually, the right word for us is Utu Chuoni. So among us also who've managed to join us today is my immediate boss, Dr. Faith Minor. If you can just have opportunity to greet. He's the HOD, Department of Agricultural Economics and Rural Development.
Good morning. How are you? Yeah, I'm so happy to be in this event today. And as the previous speakers have said, we want to learn what it is all about. I thank you, our students, for making time to come. You're precious, and we want to empower you in every way. So when you come here, you don't only get the academics, but you also get other additional information and knowledge and skills which will help you to thrive in society. So yeah, don't worry if your friend is not here, you're going to benefit a lot, isn't it? I can see our team, Karibuni Sana from CRECO. Welcome very much to our university. We have been waiting for you. We have been talking about how you will come, and we are happy that this day has come, and we are all ready to hear from you. And I know that our students, what you get, don't hide it. Niseme ni yako, ambia mwenzako, ambia rafiki yako, we went to this event, and this is what happened. And in that way, even for our leaders, talk about it whenever you have an opportunity to stand before people, because the Congress and the rest, the class rep, remember whatever we will be taught today so that you are able to pass it on to those who have not been able to come. Okay? So it is an important time, and you can see there is something there, leadership. So it means by being here, something is happening to you, isn't it? To help you to be a good leader now and in the future. Are you ready? Yeah, so just pay attention, get everything that you can, and when you come out of here, you're better off than when you came in. So thank you so much for coming again, and I'm sure we are going to learn quite a bit from the team that have come. They have been going to many places, and I know they are very knowledgeable, and they have a mission to help us. And also thank you for our lecturer, isn't it? He has run about, and we say thank you for all that you have done. Okay, so God bless you.
Thank you very much, our head of department, Dr. Faith Minor. I don't want to spend a lot of time there. The only thing comment I want to do as we do the introduction is that let's not make it a very formal meeting. I think that's what the director was even telling me. So I said, Chuoni, come like tufunguke roho, yeah? So that tukubalia mambo mengine yaweze kuingia ndani yetu. It's about interacting. It's about understanding Utu at its own best in terms of relaxing and be able to really inculcate what it means. Huh? So for that reason, we don't have a cut at the end of our presentation today, but we don't expect it to have in an exam. But the exam that we are going to have is to instill a character in us that will last for a lifetime. So allow me now to, because it's part of the introduction, to take the mantle to the record team for the introduction. Just introduction alone, they'll have an opportunity to share with us later on. So may I welcome the coordinator, Mercy, to introduce her team.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So my name is Mercy Wangoi. I work as a programs officer at Greco. I'm very happy to be here, and I have been told this is just introduction. So I will invite all my colleagues to come and introduce themselves first. Sawa?
Niaje comrades, niaje tena. Kwa majina naitwa Bernard Mwanda. I'm an artist by God-given talent. I draw, and a journalist by profession. So I work at Greco. I manage TikTok and Instagram, and I also do photography and videography. Thank you.
My name is Duncan Maigwa. I'm the Strategic Communications Officer at Greco Kenya, and we are happy to be here. Asanteni sana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joshua Changwa. I'm the Executive Director of Constitution and Implementation Consortium of Greco, yani muungano wa elimu ya katiba, na sisi ni washikadau ambaye tunaelimisha Wakenya kwa majukumu yao na vile katiba inasema. Na siku ya leo tumeleta sehemu moja ya katiba yetu ambayo ni kipengele cha 10 ambayo inasema national values and principles of governance, maadili, and that is where Utu is derived from. I wish somebody has said Utu, if you add M, it says Mutu. And the Mutu is the opposite of Nyama, isn't it? So today we are talking about Mutu, ama watu, ama mimi, ama nani, you know, that kind of, and I look forward to this discussion. This is not a formal meeting, as our lecturer said, Dr. Kipsere. It's not a formal meeting. In fact, we are not the expert. You are the expert. You are the ones who will tell us what Utu is. Since this is an introduction, we started this journey in Kisii University on Monday, where we are also a gathering of students and lecturers, as well as also their staff. We were also so delighted to be joined by Kipseren in that meeting in Kisii University. Yesterday we were in the Masinde Muliro University, Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology in Kakamega, and we had also a very great conversation, and we look forward also to a great conversation at the University of Eldoret. And tomorrow we'll be in Kabarak University, just engaging comrades and to make ourselves also understand what Utu is. Do we own it? Do we practice it? And what are some of the things that makes us not realize Utu? So that's the discussion that we are going to have before us this morning. Thank you so much. This was just an introduction.
Let's give a big one. Thank you very much. We appreciate you coming here today. Let me use, I have been given 10 minutes just to set the agenda. If possible, I'll just have less than that 10 minutes to assist us to understand the expectations of these guys as they come here. And then immediately after that, we'll give an opportunity to the Greco representative to also give us the overview of the project of the Greco team. One of the great things that Joshua has is that this is a guy ni mtu wa watu. I think at mtu wa watu mpaka sasa utu Chuoni. I think that's your passion, Joshua. Because when you were in Form 3, he was a deputy captain in the DH. Na tulilishwa vizuri sana akiwa deputy. Na tukifika Form 4 akakuwa sasa captain wa. And we had an amazing time with him. But something related to Grego, I came to know Greg even before we communicated because this is a team that we normally find them having press conferences. You may have seen it in most of the agendas that the government has. In case we have something like the last time when they were getting towards election time, we saw these guys a lot following press, and we could get the information on what the direction of our country should be. And they had a very great contribution to that, and we were able to follow them. And because we are normally connected, huwa tunapatana huko junior March, junior 10. So Utu Mtaani, if you look at their stakeholders, they are looking at the society as Mtaani. But when they came to the institution of higher learning, I think they modified Mtaani in a way that now they tailor-made it for us as a university community. And they are calling it Utu Chuoni, yeah? Utu in the campus. So it is still the same thing, but it's only that we are now targeting all of us as a community, as a society, to be able to move together as a society. So their main objective is to strengthen Utu understanding Chuoni. Yeah? And that's their mission. That's what they come for. So that we strengthen the understanding of Utu. Meaning that Utu is already a concept that is there with us. And it's only that we need to strengthen that understanding about Utu and be able to know exactly what Utu is all about. Yeah? You may have been practicing, but maybe you've been practicing it in a different way. Now, by the end of today's meeting, you'll have more power as a comrade, not the comrade power. You will have more power to be able to execute Utu, kuwa Utu katika society. Another objective they have is create an engagement platform. That's what we are doing now. Round table. We need to have a round table. And that's why we are saying when they come, maybe I'm formal as a lecturer, when they come, they'll show us the other way of interacting, that we just have a round table together and interact in these issues of Utu so that we can have a platform that we can advocate what he was telling us about the chapter 10. So whatever they are talking about is legally accepted by the country. It's not about activism. The other civil society is not about activism, but it is about understanding what we need to undertake as a country in this platform, including even things like understanding the digital platforms. Yeah, there's a lot communication, miscommunication in the society, that if you don't take it in a certain way, then you get a disinformation that can blight the country into unpalatable positions. But if you have Utu, then you can use the information, including those that are in the digital platform, to our positive advantage as students. They also foster solidarity with the civil society and the state institutions. Joshua, you did come with a guy from the government, maybe he's still coming, the one that we had in DC. I liked his engagement right away from the time that we were in Nairobi, and we could see how they were engaging and the stakeholders were engaging. Indeed, this is a good thing. So now, part of what you do is easy, but it's a very big thing. And I thank even the head of the department for giving me an opportunity to watch at Darasa that day and attend that meeting. It was awesome. Now, so what GRECO stands for is what we are seeing here, about sustainable development. They'll come and talk about accountability, national unity, democracy, inclusiveness, devolution, liberty, constitution, equity, good governance, human rights, justice, power life, patriotism, rule of law, and constitutionalism, transparency, and protection. This is just a gist of it, yeah? So as we interact today, we'll be pondering about these things and taking it in a very positive way to be able to have a meaningful life in the university. So with that, let me not speak a lot because I'm not the expert in GRECO. They'll come and tell us more about how they intend to take our engagement today. So allow me to welcome Mercy, take us into the other part of giving us now an overview from the host mouth. Yeah?
Good morning once again. So a lot has been said, and a lot has been said that is part of the project overview. However, now that we're here, it's important that we understand why this project was important and why you guys are an important part of this project. So how many know the national values? We have mentioned them here over and over and over. Nani amesoma katiba? So this is a challenge. The next time we are coming around, Mr. Joshua will bring constitution. I remember during the, not to politicize this, but during the Gen Z movement, tulisema if we want to move forward as a country, constitution ikuwe part of the books that you're told to carry to high school. Sindio? Because really, how will we ask for change when we do not understand what is in our constitution, which is our manual? So, Creco, Uraia, and the Danish embassy sat down. So this is a partnership between the three organizations. Sat down and they came to a realization. There is erosion of values in the society. And society, it's at large. Mashule, when we go to the peri-urban areas, when we go to the urban setup, there's a lot that is going on. Yeah? So the things that Dr. Kipserem was talking about, accountability, democracy, inclusiveness, those are part of our national values. And those are our indicators of good governance. Lakini tukiangalia kwa hii society, do we still have violations to human rights? Do we have violations to human rights? Yeah. How many have heard of femicide? Yes, thank you. Who attended the femicide march in January? Next time, attend. Solidarity is important. Anyway, it's not even just femicide, even abductions, killings, yeah? There's a lot that is happening. When we look at leadership across the country, do we think there's good governance in all areas? No? Good. Democracy, is it being implemented to the letter? Do we think we are a fully democratic nation? No. Equality, do you still think there are marginalized areas in this country? Yeah? Yes, kuna watu northeastern, kuna watu even, across the country. There are people who, in the words of a famous poet, ballot boxes zinafika huko lakini chakula haifiki, sindio? Right? So that is the basis of our project. There's a lot that should have been done. There's a lot that should be done, but it's not happening. So, wakakachini wakaona, if we have forums where we as young people can come together and discuss the issues that concern us, yeah? The issues that affect our lives. Kama mtu anakuja hapa for 4 years and then at the end of 4 years, kupata kazi ni shida. And it's not like our economy cannot sustain us, yeah? But there's a lot of greed, there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of embezzlement of funds. Then it is important for us to discuss our issues, know where the problem is, and come up with solutions, yeah? So that's basically our theory of change. If we can have forums where we can know our issues and discuss them, have a good understanding, then it means when we demand for the things that we are owed, things that are our rights, yeah, and our freedoms, then it's easier to influence people in leadership and people in the society to demand of this. So that is the main reason we are here. Our project is very youth-centered, and as has been mentioned, there are 2 factions. We have the Utu Mtaani, and then we have Utu Mtaani, but now Utu Chuoni in the institutions. So when it comes to Utu Mtaani, we go to informal settlements. Like this afternoon, we'll be at Langas, yeah? So we are really targeting the people who are most affected. Because truly, we shouldn't have people leading undignified lives. Who has been to Langas? Only 3 people have been to. Yeah, but this is our society. If you have time, just go see how other people are living. You'll get a new appreciation for life. Yeah? But yeah, so that's what we stand for as a project. That's what we are trying to achieve. I think the first step is dialogue. Before we get to places where we are in maybe higher level advocacy, I think dialogue is the first stage. Yes, so I think that is a good introduction. I can hand it over to the HOD. She can also give a few remarks on her thoughts on Utu.
But maybe I've just known a little more on what is expected in this forum that we have. Okay? As they have said, those are the values. Some of us, we are not very sensitized about them. When we look at the Constitution, it looks like the language is not so suitable, but we are grateful that you have come to open it up a little more. Yeah, so I see that we are supposed to do something like remarks by administration and departmental heads. I think I appreciate that introduction, and I'll not say much. Maybe I'll ask you to come back and go on with tender.
So maybe just a break, we can have entertainment.
Extra pressure, baby, when you wind and go. You're feeling the boy, of course. You're feeling the boy, of course. You're feeling the boy. Extra pressure, baby, when you wind and go. You're feeling the boy, of course. You're feeling the boy, of course. You're feeling the boy. I had to put my life on pause and follow you where you're going. And if I make you my business, I suffer no loss. I'm in love and it's showing. No force, can't separate. Baby, no love, lead me away. I think you won't go. Really, baby, I'll give you something to live for. Why, girl? Extra pressure, baby, when you wind and go. You're feeling the boy, of course. You're feeling the boy, of course. You're feeling the boy. Extra pressure, baby, when you wind and go. You're feeling the boy, of course. You're feeling the boy. Never know I see city. While you've been gossiping, I've been busy. Never think of high class on your kindiki. Mashozi go back to this issue, no DD. Wanna sue, wanna issue, no biggie. Big shoes, the top was it feels so easy. I made millionaires, wakakuwa greedy. Wamanja excess, wameshindwa kuiskiri. Kama stripper, au mafisi. Industry mzima try kumove kama sisi. Ona tukimove, wanaingiza baridi. Silver kwa wingi, shimi wanjiki. Wamejaribu kuharibu zile imekata. Na washinda na akili na chapa. Choka na story zao za kijinga. Kuja mali kuna brown kakabinga. Wasetanga vile umetoka nizi bring. Never lie, don't easy na be what you want. Wako ishi wanataka kuingia kwa mimi. Never lie, busy na be what you want. Niko busy, numbers on the busy.
So we've learned a lot, huh? What message did you get from our director? Just one message about what she talked about.
Kitu yote yenye nilipata, si ndio? So basically it's all about the leadership and all the national values that we had discussed because I wasn't there, including the inclusiveness and all the human dignity in the society. So I'm hoping to learn much from here. Thank you.
Okay, I'll not say much, but the only challenge I've gotten is that we should be able to learn the Constitution as Gen Z so that we can be able to know what we are marching to. Say tunaenda kwa street, tuna march and you don't know the Constitution. So that is what I'm saying.
So thank you very much. We'd like to have a very small entertainment break, and I think, Fred,
Yes.
Upon your talanta yako iko sasa.
Nikisema niko na talent, huyu hakutaka kuona ni gani?
Sikudanganya.
Unajua mimi wanaogopa malecturer sana. Unaweza niangalia tu nipige supu. Anyway, by the way, thank you so much. My good friends Wakuma from the School of Agriculture. Alikuwa ananipea marks. Na unajua nisikia umesema wewe ni msanii. Unasema unachora. Unachora Unaweza nichora? Kuna wimbo inasemanga chora jina langu mimi, hebu niandike moyoni. Unajua? Ama unipanga gospel? Huyu ni ameenjoy. DJ boy now, give me something for the day. Let me show you here.
Nasletanga vile unatoka nizi bling.
Unasikia vile si udonjo? Tuna? Ushasikia?
DJ Boynum, the party captain. Follow Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And
The media, never know what she city. You've been gossiping,
Unajua ni
I've been
aje?
busy.
Mimi sasa niko na pressure kwa kingine. Tunataka hivi.
Wanasua wana issue no biggie. Big shoes ndoto kuzifeel sio easy. I got millionaires wakakuwa greedy. Wananja excess wameshindwa kuiskiri. Kama stripper au mafisi. Industry mzima try kumove kama
Na sivyo ndio vile utakuepuka na
bad rippy. Ni one jiggy.
haya tokea mwenzako.
Shinda na akili na chapa. Toka na stories za kijinga.
Wewe kidogo. Huyu anaitwa DJ Boynam na kujiintroduce. Wewe na ni mkale kutoka Taptenge. DJ Boynam. Sasa ndio watu wako. Unajua hakuna tofauti ya DJ na pianist. Hebu sikia ashaguza na siamwambia aguze. DJ Boynam. Unaweza salimia watu? Au unanga sauti? Ushasikia
kuja mali kuna unataka pinga. Media, never know what she city. You've been gossiping, I've been busy. Nobody go hard.
watu kama mimi wanabarikiwa na viruno tunazungushanga betufa hivi.
No TV, wanasua wana issue no big.
Angalia hivi hapa mwanaume wewe.
Sio easy, I'm millionaires. Wakakuwa greedy, wananja excess wameshindwa kuiskiri.
Unaomba namba, ikibambo naomba namba, una stress. Usiombe namba yake ya stress ya.
Ona tukimwoko wanaingiza bad rippy. Silver kwa wingi, shini one jiggy.
Hebu sasa Max kuja.
Kwa ributine imekata.
DJ.
Na washinda na akili na chapa. Toka na stories zao za kijinga. Kuja mali kuna brown kaka pinga. Nazepanga kuna toka nezi bring. Kwa busy na kudi what you want. Wako ichi wanakunja kwa me. Busy na kudi what you want. Wako busy. Kama busy. Busy
Ndio hiyo. Twende.
Kusote busy. Busy kama busy. Busy na kudi what you want.
Ingiza kichwa kitoka na kichwa. Sikiza, madamu na kudai. Umetunga mingi na unapenda mangwari. Una dance beat na wote nikismile. Ama niko high to a life umenam. Listen, ati madamu na kudai. Umetunga mingi na unapenda mangwari. Una dance beat na wote nikismile. Ama niko high to a life umenam. Ati lazima bring life. Kuna sifa atukuja na mapicha. Social media sio wote wa mapita. Kuna wengine sasa nyani wameiva. Ukidai chance kawaida wao ni lazima ufike goli katika mtani nimezoea nimesikiza. Twende. Hey! Mupa munju. Let's go. Haya tusimameni sasa. Usimame. Usimame kidogo. Haya tikika kidogo. Sana tena mdogo tu. Let's go. Twende usiogope. Haizi kuacha cha kutikika. Hata lecturer. Hivyo. Twende. Sema hadi mali safi chito. Hebu tukae chini niwaambie. Mimi na utu, human dignity. Sasa mtu akikudharau leo hii, you feel undignified. You feel bad. Mtu akikosa kuappreciate, you feel bad. That's why we have gathered here to talk about utu. And because I'm not the,
falling down, falling over, falling. Then me the one me stop them away, then me the one me falling down. I never allow them with them enemy, I never allow them to move my way. They take my life, they go for my life, but I never allow them. Spoiling my name, they go for my life, but I never allow them. You're not tired, I dey fighting and falling with enemy. You're not tired, I dey fighting and falling with enemy. Falling down, give me one knee, falling down. Under me, give me one knee, under me. Over me, oh my God, it over me. Falling down, give anyone is falling down. Under me, anyone is under me. Over me, oh my God, it's over me. Something about this, something about that I never loved them. It's taking my life, they go from my life, but I never loved them. It's calling my name, they go from my life, but I never loved them. They're not tired, they fighting up all in the enemies. They're not tired, they fighting up all in the enemies. Falling down, everyone is falling down. Under me, everyone is under me. Over me, oh my God, it's over me.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Set it. Hebu tuambie
All platforms you can find me as Meskin, Instagram, YouTube. Guys like that, I sing from. They say like I sing like a Nigerian, but no. My story is long. My dad's a Nigerian, but my mom is a Kenyan. You know my story. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Tutakuwa naye pia kesho Precious Night. I hope you will perform. Utapata ni account yake. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Fred and the team. We've been entertained and we like that. So thank you so much for the entertainment period. The guy who was singing, are you?
Which school? Wewe. Steve aliulizwa anataka pesa, anataka nini, akasema cash na akasema nyash. Rudia. Which school are you in?
School of Bachelor Education. Yeah.
Huyu jamaa alipita wapi?
That's School of Education. Now we get it. When we set our exam, you can imagine us having a script and we are marking it in the house. Yeah? Unapoanza hivi, unaona mtu amejibu correctly, but on a different exam, on a different question that was not asked. Naziko correct. If you want to fail somebody, he knows about that thing, but that thing is in a wrong place. Yeah? So if you do the right thing at the right time, then we get it right. And play in a straightforward. What I wanted to say about the guy who was singing is that at times everything is not about academics. Huh? At times, life, your entire life as a human being, in as much as education is very important, in as much as scoring high is very important, also your dignity and side talents also drive forward. Yeah? So even the guy who was singing here, I believe that's your song. You're already telling us you're on YouTube and Facebook and things like that. And you may realize later on that your calling is in the singing section. Huh? And it doesn't mean that you've wasted your time for 4 years in the university, isn't it? Yeah, at times wakati mwingine we just started to get exposure and things like that. But your real talent is what normally drives somebody forward. So we really appreciate the talent, including the talent of our MC. Yeah, that's a very amazing talent, and the rest of the talent that maybe we are going to see later on. So friends, allow me at this juncture to now welcome our critical expert, I think now to take us over. For the most of our part, I think this is the main gist of why we came here. You'll now have an opportunity to tell us about what Greco is all about, and shall be able to guide us in other sections that we are going to undertake. So let's welcome him with a loud the hand of applause.
So MC, Musyoka. Musyoka. Tutasaidia na pia. Thank you very much. So I want to confirm that Kipsere was my high school classmate. Nowadays, people have to use human beings to prove that they went to school. So again, let me confirm that. So, no, not that way. No, yeah, I mean, so you just you'll start. We'll do the thing. Oh, yeah. So, for For those of you who just joined us, allow me again to introduce myself. But my name is Joshua Chambwe. I'm the Executive Director of CRECO Kenya. CRECO means Constitution and Reform Education Consortium. It's a 26-year-old organization, a non-governmental organization based in Nairobi, and is a consortium. Its membership is derived from civil society organizations that are independent in the sectors of democracy, governance, human rights, gender, and law. The team that is here with me work in the secretariat to coordinate the work of the programs that support the advancement of civil society in those sectors that are mentioned. The genesis of CRECO is that when we had the independent constitution that was given to us in 1963, when we attained independence, it had a lot of colonial structure and principles, because you remember only a few Kenyans were called to Lancaster in the UK to discuss what the independent Kenya was going to be like, and they were given that document to bring back and govern our country. So when the colonial flag was being lowered down and the Kenyan independence was being pronounced and our flag was being hoisted up, that is what was used by our founding fathers to govern this country. But over time, a lot of practices that were inhumane, they were dictatorial, they were authoritarian, they were marginalizing. Remember even the women involvement in governance in this country from 1963 through the 70s, the 80s, the 90s was very minimal. I think it was in 1989, if I'm not wrong, when now Mushoka, I come to you, when the women of the world gathered in Beijing. In which country is that?
Beijing.
Yeah, Beijing.
China.
Is it in China? Correct. Can you clap for Mushoka, please? And the late President Moi then, because Kenya did not have a senior woman in government at the stature of a minister to represent the Kenyan delegation to Beijing. And that is the time when he was supposed to nominate Nyiva Mwendwa, that's why I was mentioning you, from Okambani, as the first minister that we had in our country, to lead the women delegation from Kenya to Beijing and have a discussion. You can read about Beijing for those of you who do the history or let's say education and other subjects that are related to that. So you see, a whole population of the female gender were left out. And there was advocacy in terms of affirmative action. And that is why there was even an initiation of lowering the university entry grade of the female students and having the boy child entry point to be slightly higher than the female students. Those were affirmative action. Because these are people, the environment were not enabling to have them access what is basic in their lives in terms of their humanity. And education is one of the basic needs. So CRECO has been advancing for constitutional reform because that constitution was not enabling. Even Kenyans didn't even know how does the copy look like, because everything was centered around the presidency. The founding president of this country, the second president of this country. I know the late Kibaki also found that constitution, but there was a lot of agitation for how a democratic Kenya would look like. And in the year 2002, when the tenure of the late President Moi came to an end, one of the promises by the NAC team that came in power in 2003 was a promise that Kenya was going to have a new constitution. And the conversation emerged that culminated into the 2005 referendum. But the discussion began in Bomas, where representative delegations, whether it's persons with disability, people from the marginalized communities, professional groups such as teachers, civil society, professional associations such as the Law Society of Kenya, had representatives to sit in Bomas, and they came up with a draft. But during the period of 2005, when we were preparing to go for a referendum, the political class took the same draft to Naivasha, later on to Kilifi, and they mutilated, they removed some of the agreements that was there in Bomas. And that is why the late chairman of ECK then, the defunct ECK, the late Kibuitu again from your place, gave us bananas and oranges. That you either vote for bananas, which means no, which means yes, and then oranges, which means no. And that was even the birth of the great party called ODM, the Orange Democratic Movement. It was born in that year because it was the group that was agitating for the no campaign, that this is not the draft that Kenya had agreed. And Kreko was very active in those conversations to ensure that Kenyans are also well informed that whatever that is being proposed to them is not for the good of this country. It is the same thing, the way the colonialists had given us. And in 2007, when we went to the elections, I remember now at that time, the country had gotten divided between the groups that wanted a new constitution and the group that wanted the continuation of the status quo. In 2007, we went for that election, and it was very contentious. That it's highly believed that it was rigged, and the Kenyans fought. You might be aware of 2007, 2008 post-election violence in our country, where we lost thousands, and hundreds of thousands displaced internally, who were put in IDP camps, and there was a mediation from the panel of persons, which was led by the late Kofi Annan, was then Secretary General of the United Nations Organization. And part of the agreements in that mediation was 4 agendas. One of it, a new constitution for Kenya. There was the formation of the Committee of Experts. Hence, the 2010 referendum. There was a revisit of what had been agreed in Bomas by the Committee of Experts, and there was a unanimous campaign that Katiba ni sasa na kama si sasa ni sasa. You remember that kind of campaign? So we were very active in those particular campaigns. Then you remember the working envelope, and I don't know why. Some of these people are from where you come from. The working envelope, taking people who have been alleged to have participated in post-election violence to the ICC. And you must have also been very active at that time to follow those kind of discussion. Then there was also the truth, justice, to look at the historical injustices that have happened in our country. And now, you see, even when those discussions are happening in Nairobi, there is supposed to be a special purpose vehicle that takes this information neutrally and objectively to the people of this country. So CREPO is that platform that sensitizes, uses structures at the community level, whether it's community-based organizations, whether it's NGOs, to have as many Kenyans get that particular information. But you know, the story of CREPO is 26 years old. I can tell about it, and leaders have been born out of CREPO because the founders have had the opportunity to go to government, including Professor Kivuta Kibwana, now again, from you understand, then Dr. William Mutunga, again. Okay, great. And then Professor Winnie Mitula. I mean, those are scholars, people who were teaching at the University of Nairobi, and they wanted a platform where they would engage Kenyans. And they have written books. I'm quite sure if we have students who are doing political science here. I've also read those books that are authored by those great Kenyans who really made a lot of contribution for the democratization of this country. Now, we have the 2010 Constitution. So the big work has started. The Constitution is a teenager now, 14 years old. So it means there's a lot that is going on, implementation. And implementation means Kenyans understanding and interpreting what are the provisions of this 2010 Constitution. But allow me to cut that story. And now, Musyoka, I want you to help me. We discuss about this utu. What is
Utu ni kinyume cha unyama.
Utu ni kinyume cha unyama.
Utu ni kitenzi na neno ni mtu.
Utu ni kitenzi
na neno ni mtu.
Nani anaweza kutusaidia hapa kusema utu ni nini?
Utu, mimi siwezi elewa vile nyinyi mnaelewa. Utu ni hali tu ya kupendana, kutreat mwingine vile unataka pia wewe wakutreat. Hiyo ndio utu. Alafu utu kwa Kiswahili ni nini?
Kwa upande wangu naona kama utu ndio hali ya kuwa na tabia ya kibinadamu. Kuna mwenzako kama wewe mwenyewe, yale mazuri ambayo unataka kufanyikie, pia wewe na mwenzako pia anakuwa nayo mazuri. Kwa tunayo tabia ya kibinadamu.
Equality.
Fuata maadili mema. Maadili. Nimeadilika.
Sasa tupige makofi jina. Purity, tupige makofi purity. So, swali lingine Musyoka. When does life start?
At conception.
At conception.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Life starts by how you start your behavior.
Life starts after you are born.
Musyoka. She has said life starts after you are born.
Yeah.
Na wewe ulisema nini?
Life starts at conception.
Na nikakuuliza,
yes,
is it with permission or without permission?
Without permission.
Without permission.
Hapo nilipata mkali kidogo, lakini my point is it starts at conception.
Yes. Okay. Mimi naona wewe unataka kutumia kizungu. Conception with consent or without consent?
With consent.
With consent.
With consent.
So, Wanyama ametueleza life starts when you are born. Musyoka ametuambia life starts at conception. So, may as many of those who agree with Musyoka say I. May as of many who agree with Wanyama say I. So it starts at conception, isn't it? But now the other important question, because we are looking at utu, with consent or without consent? Yes.
Without consent, because mtoto hawezi sema anataka kuzaliwa, kwa hivyo hajui chochote.
Amesema without consent because mtoto hajui anaweza zaliwa wakati gani. Hawezi tuma application. You know now, this is reasoning in University of Eldoret, Sawa.
So to me, it's without consent.
When a lady gets pregnant, it's without our consent. That's what the two of you are saying. No, I mean, because if you are saying life starts at what?
At conception.
At conception.
Sure.
You agree that with consent or without consent?
Conception. So conception. Actually I get it right. Who's conceiving? Yeah, the lady. So is it by her consent or without her consent? It can be both.
For me, it's without, as in both, because some people get pregnant without their consent. So you've been raped, you can be pregnant. So yes, so.
Sasa tuanze kuuliza Musyoka. Sasa is rape part of utu?
Not really.
Not really. Sidio? Is rape part of utu? Lakini mmesema conception can occur as a result of rape. But is that the normal practice? Because it means this person has been forced by a party. Na kwanza mwisho ngoja nikuulize. Who is the cause of rape? Is it men or women?
So,
haya
wananisaidia. Corporate power tunasaidiana. Hata nakupiga commercial for example. Unaona? So
ni swali ilikuwa.
Yes.
Who are the causes of rape? Is it men or women?
I read somewhere women as their own enemies. So there's no way you can unapiga tu kamini, una get? Kamini alafu wewe tu alafu tu wewe tu unadhani tu niko tu bigi. Na mimi ndio chana tukokeja, tunakuja group discussion. Wameni stimulate. They are the magnet, we are the steel.
The way vijana dress maybe anaweza kwenye amesema maybe anaweza kuja discussion about mambo ndogo ndogo, then anaweza maybe anaweza kuwa kafika na cross umemwona ana miguu na damu.
In simple terms, what he's telling us, macho ya wanaume ndio inawafanya wana rape. No, that's what you say.
But ina depend both ways. That kuna wanaume wabaya anaweza chukulia na si wote. But the way vijana dress ina fanya.
So your son is madem wako. Ngoja na wewe mwanaume pia dress was in apply. Buka wote ipiga tu kifla shot chako hapo uko tu madai ziko nje. Sio unawaida. Tell you men get it right? Bro, ushare pia. I can see you.
Okay, about rape, I can say, my name is Enoch Peters, School of Education. About rape, it's upon the ethics of someone. For sababu, yeah, there are ladies who can rape guys, and there are guys who can rape ladies. I'm sorry. So, I think ni ethics ya mtu too, because pia, for example, let's give a situation tumepewa hapo mbeleni. A lady has come to your place for a discussion, dressed in a miniskirt, and then maybe Pia, let's give it another point. The guy is maybe a bit drunk or something. So the lady could be having other intentions na the guy, sindio? Yeah, and if the guy ni mtu pia kidogo akisumbuliwa ana give in, so unaona hapo ni the guy amerepiwa ama namna gani? Yeah, so pia in the other case pia kuna ile pia, you know, there are many types of rape. Kuna rape with violence na kuna ile rape yenye wanasema eti siku anataka, si ndio? Ama namna gani? Congress power. So ile violence
yani msioka kuna rape yenye unataka. Definition from University of Eldoret.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
Hiyo amemaanisha kwamba some ladies, yeah, let me not say all, but some ladies are biologically wired. Ukiguza hivi, umeguza mrembo kisha. Sasa, get started. Sasa ako ameplan, ako baadaye anakuja discussion.
So kuna mtu hapo. Let's go to the ladies. Tusaidie.
I don't think if a lady can help a man. You men are energetic, like uko na nguvu. Na mi I'm that like weak person. So unaweza tumia nguvu na unaweza direct. Yeah. So men don't ladies don't rape men. They don't. It's you guys the one mnaanza kwa.
This is a Congress School of Business, Madam, and she's saying that men don't get raped. Sasa ukiniita kababa umenirepe. But sisi wanaume tuko endangered. Hata pia mimi sio sijui ndapita wapi leo. Niweza kugonga ati nini? Nataka mtu body framework kama mimi kama kadogo, si?
For me, I feel like ladies don't go rape. Because even in the society,
No, let's allow her. She's making a very important point, by the way.
in the society.
Si machali mlikuwa na
Most cases zenye tumesikia hata kwa news, it's ladies who get raped. So hata tutumie hiyo basic tu. Hata tunaonanga kwa news every time, most of the cases ni ladies wana get raped.
Yes, hapa chuoni.
Yes.
Kuna madem upata ball. Lakini machali watoroka.
Yes. Vitu kama hizo zao happen.
Huwa zina happen.
Kwa nini zina happen? Unadhaniaje?
Hiyo scenario ina happen kwa sababu dem amelala na watu wengi, hata hayuko sure ni nani. So anaona wewe uko na kitu, anaamua hiyo itakuwa yake.
Mshoka.
Yes sir.
Ni utu ama sio utu?
Jamani, hiyo sio utu. Hiyo sio utu. Na juu mtoto ni product ya many chemicals ya tunaruka,
lakini finally nilikuwa wafunga
bonze.
So kumaanisha this girl or this young lady or this young woman is left for 9 months doing what? Wandering. You see the language? Wandering. Is that Utu language? For 9 months, you can imagine the psychological torture this lady is going through. There are studies here. You know you are responsible. And remember, we said life starts at conception. And remember, in our constitution, the definition of consent. What is the age of consent in Kenya?
The age of consent?
Yeah.
18 years.
18 years. Does it mean that 18 years you must start having sex?
No. No.
No, it means in some countries it's 16 years.
Like the US.
Yes, like the US. 16 years. So it means you have the ability to reason, apply your common sense and say this is right and this is wrong. Where someone cannot take advantage of you. And that's why in Constitution they say anybody under 18 years, the government is responsible for that person. Whether it's education, healthy-wise, immunization, even if a parent does anything to that under 18, the government comes for you. So, but 18 years, the law allows you now to be an independent person that can be sued or you can sue.
Sure.
Do you know what is to sue?
Yeah.
Meaning?
To be taken through the legal way.
Yeah. We're going to pick up our coffee. So now, when we say practice of Utu, your actions mirrors how you see existence of human beings in society. Whether from the time they are conceived, and that is when now we are talking about pregnancies, which we know biologically is the female gender that carries it for 9 months before it is brought to the world. And there is a structure of how such kind of situation, biological changes are handled in our society, where we have antenatal care, we have the emotional care. Namushoka, the absence of it, Charlie, will it be giving the emotional care to the lady?
The absence?
The absence of this man?
No.
So inakuwa torture.
It's a torture.
It's a torture.
Sure.
Na frustrations zetu zenye zinakuja hii jamaa kisha deny aseme sio mimi, what normally happens here. Wacha tusikize kutoka.
According to me, what most likely will happen to this lady is if she was in school, first of all, she'll have to drop out. If she's outside, like in the normal life, but doesn't have a job, that means that that family will suffer financially.
The first thing, your lady, go through, atakuwa mentally tortured. Kwanza kufikiria kwenye atalea mtoto financially broke. Kwa another thing pia hata anaweza pata amejinyonga kama school dropout.
Mshoka amesema nini? Anasema amejipata
Amejimalo.
Sasa, do you have cases ya kujimalo hapa University of Eldoret ama Eldoret? Do you have cases of suicide? Cases of have you ever heard of that? So is that Utu? Is that good? What about femicide? Kwanza femicide ni nini?
Femicide is whereby the female gender is being endangered in a way that they are being wanauliwa, madem wanauliwa, watu madem yani the wanawake wanauliwa kwa wingi because of matters of sex and things. Yeah.
Nani anaua? Watu wenye wanajua ama ni watu wenye hawajui?
Watu wanawajua.
Watu wenye wanajua. Have you ever heard of cases where women have been killed by people who are known to them? How many of you have ever heard of that? So you see the kind of the society we are talking about. Terrible things happening because we don't value humanity. And now, Ushoka, let's go now to the other part. When people are growing up, we have those with abundance and we have those opposite abundance in
scarcity.
So you are from, let's say, a background where you have enough shopping, you live in excess, and you have a neighbor whom you know hata hana chakula. Ni poa kumpatia hizo shopping ambayo uko nayo in excess, ama in fear of your parents unasema waje nibakishe, nitaonyesha mzazi ya kwamba hata mimi nilichunga na niko na excess at the end of the semester. Did you hear or did you see or did you watch the news where a female student in one of the leading universities was found crying because of lack of food? Wangapi wenu waliona? No, that was last week. Not even. Did you see that? Mliona hiyo? You saw that? Kwani news haifikangu huko mshoka? Did you hear of that? Just because there is no food. Yani help imechelewa, pesa yenye alipatiwa does not even match her needs, and she was found crying in one of the leading highways in this country. And the reason was she's not had food. So you want to tell me this girl was not living in a community of students where people were aware that huyu kweli hajapata nini chakula. These are real. This last week. And you can actually Google. You can Google student found crying because of no food. Itakuja tu kwa hiyo nini yako. And that was last week. And you didn't even know which university is that. So that is the kind of the situation we are talking about. Now, Mushoka.
Yes, please.
Sisi wote tunalipa kodi. Si ni kweli? Na tunahitaji mabarabara. Tunahitaji ni basari ama inaitwa
the CDF.
The CDF. Ya comrades, ndio?
Yeah.
But you have people who never access that money just because of corruption. Because probably certain families are more advantaged than others. Wanajua mheshimiwa, sivyo?
Sure.
Hiyo ni utu ama sio utu?
Si utu.
Si utu. But you see, this is the kind of the society we are talking about. Or they give you programs that are so complex that you are not even understanding, but you are fooled that these programs will benefit you, but you don't see the benefit. I mean, just because there is lack of what? Utu. Let me go to the example now, away from the student. Our lecturers, we were supposed to come here, Mercy, the other week, but because of the strike of the lecturers, because of false promises that they had been given, they were demanding for their right. I mean, because of lack of utu, they were put in that situation. Because no one cared about their well-being. And let's challenge ourselves. Why would a university professor be paid very little and a politician who only reached class 3 is paid a lot of money? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? No, I'm just asking that question. Mushoka deliberately. Ni ukweli, hebu translate kwa lugha ya mtaa.
Wacha hata mimi nashangaa, why should help be allocated 26 billion na iko na thousands of comrades, whereas the pyramid iko na only a few people, iko allocated 32 billion.
You feel nini?
Those sio utu.
Those are things that we are asking ourselves. It's terrible. Why should we still be having women who give birth in the villages? Ule mwenye anazalisha huko kijiji anaitwa nani? Mkanga.
Ni mkuu? Ni mkunga.
So, why do we still, when now we are in the era of medical advancement with nurses and people are trained in all health facilities,
I mean, we ask ourselves, and with those complications in the villages, the traditional birth attendants cannot be able to conduct those surgeries or the cesarean practice of removing the baby safely away from the natural birth giving by the lady. Why do we still have women who die while giving birth with the advancement of technology? I mean, and these are things we ask ourselves. Then why should comrades be so frustrated that they no longer see value in investing in education? You hakuna jobs. I mean, I don't want to mention the university. The fact that these actually two comrades told us that ile fee around 70,000, 80,000 yenye wanapatiwa na mzae, they even better wakitumiwa isiende kwa bank account ya chuo, lakini ende kwa investment ya business hapo tu mtaani, hapo kwa kampo ama mtaani kama Langas umefungua maybe mobile phone shop, just to, because you see that there is value in that other than kusomea walimu, and at the end of it all you go back to the village and the villagers don't see the reason why you went to university. Because ukienda outer hapo, you are told for you to be employed by Teachers Service Commission inaendea year of graduation. Sivyo ndivyo mnasema? Sio kweli? Sivyo ndio mmeambiwa, sivyo? That is the policy guideline, isn't it? Of getting employed, sivyo? Ushoka. It is reality, yeah? Tuko 2024, but in our communities we have people who graduated in 2023, 2022, and they have Teachers Service Commission employment letters. But we still have people who graduated in 2010, 2011, 2012, and they are jobless. And worst of it all, we are even aware of those who graduated in 2006, 2008, 2009, and they have no jobs. But within the same community, there is someone who graduated in 2023, 2022, 2021, 2022, 2020, they have jobs. Now, nataka tuongelee hiyo situation kama comrade. I mean, why does that happen?
Yes, corruption in Kenya has made some of others to gain something, using money to get employed. So, unapata mtu anatumia pesa kupata employment. So unapata mtu wa 209 hajapata hiyo kiasi ya kupata pesa ya kutumia kuwa employed.
We know these days of when you look at the social media, was it a month ago? There was a discussion of the rates for job employment these days. As in, for a teacher, ukitaka apply kazi upya, uko na TSC letter, you have to have about 350,000. You've seen about those discussions? No, actually, for a new job, it's 500,000. Then for a promotion, it's 350,000. But actually, it was a discussion on X. So you see that these days everything has been monetized, as in lazima kila ofisi wakule kitu ndio upate kitu. Even the same goes hata kwa hizi tunaambiwa eti watu wanaenda abroad. Unapata watu karibu 50 wameapply the same thing, but nini naamua? Pesa. It has been a corrupt country. Yeah, so that is what I can say.
Maturi, I think another problem, as my teacher, I'm also a teacher, yes, my colleague has said, in this country the problem is that kazi yenye umesomea sio yenye umekuwa employed nayo. Wewe ni engineer lakini unafanya kazi kwingi in a different department. Another thing is that kazi tunajua pia after you've attained, I don't know, at the age of 60 years. Is it 60 years or something? Mtu sijui uko 80 something unatembea na clutches bado uko kazi. Mtu amegraduate hapa, he has a specialist in a certain field, hajapata hiyo kazi, you are just there. After you exit, you are preparing your grandson, your granddaughter to replace you in that kazi yenye unafanya. That I think is the major problem that we are facing in this country.
Ningependa kuongezea ni Felix kitivo cha elimu. Kuna hii meme nimeona inasema huwa ni corruption but ikiwa saidi yako huwa ni connection. Sijui kama umesikia kwamba huwa ni corruption but if it is in your favor unasema ni connection. Mimi nafikiri kwamba ufisadi hususan sisi tunachangia wakati mwingine. Naam, kwa hivyo kama sisi tunaweza wacha, na pia inakuwa vigumu kwa sababu tumesema kwa mfano kwa walimu ndiposa uajiriwe wanafuata na mwaka na ambayo uliweza kuhitimu. Unaweza fika pale kwenye TSC alafu useme kwamba mimi nimehitimu 2024, kwanza ajiri yule wa 2020 ndio uniajiri. Inawezekana kweli? Umefika TSC, job opportunities there, alafu unaambia hao watu wa TSC, ni ule mama anaitwa huyo mama wa TSC huyu. Unamwambia sasa mimi usini employ yule wa 2020 kwanza, ndio mimi wa 2024 ni employ baadaye. So we as the citizen, kama tunaweza wacha kwanza, like we are the one champion in corruption mostly. Kama tunaweza kuwa watu with integrity, watu wenye utu, wenye mesemwa pale, then I think corruption inaweza isha.
What can we do in order to have us practice utu?
I think there is one thing which we are forgetting. When you are close to a politician, I think you cannot use the money. But when you are far away, is when now your money is needed so that this part of the country. So mpaka niulize ya kwamba ukiwa karibu na politician na upate hiyo job, hiyo like you have not corrupt. Tumepatika ukapata hiyo. So kama ni graduate 2023 na niko karibu na politician, by 2024 nipate kazi. Hapo nime corrupt.
I want to speak something that anaongea hapo. He has said that sisi wenyewe, most of us, we are the one when maybe involve ourselves in corruption. And anasema iti for us maybe punguze corruption sisi wenyewe we avoid it. But the problem is sio sisi wabaya. The people we have, the leaders we have in our docket, what I can say, they're kind of greed. As in, if a job opportunity has been announced, tuseme imetangazwa kama ni walimu wa TVET, obvious kutakuwa ni ile announcement, kuna ile nini inatolewa poster ama the advertisement here. Lakini now you get that kama advert imetoka leo, there are some people who had this information earlier off before the advertisement itoke and they paid for it. So the leaders we have up for docket, see what they get their salary, but they are also after money. So wanasema tutatoa advert, lakini before that, for you to secure your job, leta pesa ndio kuja kutoa list, utasema ulitoa kwa you followed the advert. But so sisi nimesema ati we are the ones wenye tunaendelesha corruption. I really doubt, because our leaders should do something. Ama we should have proper leaders in the docket wenye ni wanakaa ngumu kiasi to not to be easy kupokea pesa. I really don't know how I can phrase it, lakini sioni kama sisi ni shida. The leaders will now.
Jambo ambalo ningependa kusema ni ya kwamba wale watu tulipata kwa system tayari tulipata kama washaanza corruption, na kama walikuwa wameanza corruption, sasa nasi pia tunachangia, kwa sababu ambayo inafanya niseme hivyo. Kazi inatolewa, wanaweka kama ni kwa gazeti, lakini tayari hiyo kazi ishawekwa na tayari watu washaandikwa. Ukienda pale unaenda tu for formality kwa hiyo interview, lakini tayari watu washaandikwa, wanaenda tu wanajua kumbe ni fulani. Sasa huyo fulani yeye ni kuweka tu tiki, lakini sisi wengine wenye tumeandika tunatafuta kazi, wenye tumeapply hizo kazi, unapata ya kwamba you just go there for formality, waone ya kwamba umehudhuria, lakini tayari watu washachukuliwa. For instance, I am giving me a good example of myself. Mimi niliapply kazi, sitawaambia ni wapi. Nika-apply, HR is my neighbor, akaniambia, nikamtumia details. After kumtumia details, I waited up to date. I'm still waiting from 2017 up to date. I'm still waiting mpaka sasa. HR ni my neighbor. Sasa ufisadi tulipata tayari ilikuwa inaendelea. Hiyo ni utu. Unaona, yeye ni jirani. Unajua jambo liliko chenye naongelea juu yake ni kwamba ufisadi iko. Na kazi zenye zimebaki saa hizi, wewe ni wanani? Hiyo ndio ile. Wewe ni wanani? Yeye kama ni maikasi ananipigia simu, anauliza huyo mtoto wa mjomba fulani kumbe anakuanga amefanya kozi gani? Ananiambia mwambie alete makaratasi zake. Unaona? Kazi zimebaki za jamaa. Not unless usipokuwa na pesa hautapata. Asante.
Amesema HR ambaye ni jirani wake.
Sure.
Alikataa kupatia kazi. Huyo HR alifanya makosa.
HR hana makosa, unajua kwa nini? Maybe anaweza kuwa he went through your papers and maybe by that time you are not competent. Because being a neighbor doesn't guarantee you the right, but they just have a stand here. Being a neighbor doesn't guarantee you a stand.
Hiyo sio mtu sio?
Sio. Nyotu. Because are you sure that you are qualified for that job?
No, maybe the qualification.
Ama tunakuwa
tu jirani sio?
No. Being a neighbor is not a qualification.
It's not a qualification.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Sasa Mushoka.
Yes.
Baba yako.
Baba nani?
Baba ya Mushoka.
Baba Musyoka.
Baba ya Mushoka.
Yes.
Amekwambia ako na connection jeshi.
Kwa
sawa, si ndio? Lakini amesema anauza shamba 500,000.
Sure.
Kwa quarter, alafu apeana jeshi wewe uingie jeshi. Utakubali ama utakubali?
Okay, mimi siwezi kataa.
Huwezi kataa.
Najitakia mazuri.
Sawa. Tuambie sasa juu ya tabia ya Mushoka. Ako na utu ama ana utu?
Hana utu kabisa, kwa sababu sasa ni ufisadi, na kwa sababu wanapaswa kufuata kanuni na njia fulani ndiposa aingie jeshi, lakini yeye anataka kulipa shilingi hiyo nusu milioni ndiposa aingizwe pale. Kwa hivyo hata kimbia, hata fanya chochote, si utu.
Ya jeshi inasema it is free of charge, no canvassing. Any canvassing will lead to automatic disqualification. Ndio kwa mimi Mushoka. Lakini umekubali huyu auze shamba, apeane. Uingie jeshi. Now you see the ecosystem we are talking about. Very complicated, isn't it? Very complicated. We went to a college in Nyanza. That was last month. And now there is the issue of fake papers, manipulation of KCSE results. Then you go to KMTC, and then it is discovered these were not really your real grade in Form 4. Na amepatikana amemaliza 1 year kwa KMTC. Huyu jamaa tutafanyaje? I mean, if you are the principal of this college, what would you do? Ninamwambia tuende. Mushoka. Anaenda home ama asiende home?
Anaenda home.
Anaenda home. Sure. Wangapi anasema nitakusamehe? Very interesting example. Now to wind up, ndugu. Simama. Mushoka. Yes. Wacha tusikize hii jamaa. Tumpatie mic.
All of us, we are special. We are unique. And the Almighty God has blessed each of our every hearts to impact one's life positively. Everyone is blessed and is unique. You have the heart and the ability and the capability to help each other. Nobody is perfect on earth and below the sky. We need each other's support, prayers, and love. I will define humanity as the quality of kindness, mercy, and sympathy, and trying to solve problems of others as much as you can with your great sense of humanity, dignity, and love. Three values that govern the national ethos and values are peace, love, and unity. All of us, we have the ability to help each other. In history and in terms of humanity, there were great people, great philanthropists and educators who came up with ideas, and people who have helped the poor and the lawless and the helpless in the society. There is a great philanthropist called Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi once said that we should not lower the dignity of humanity. Even when a drop of the ocean gets dirty, the whole ocean does not get dirty. Those are the words of Mahatma Gandhi. We can change their lives positively There is Mother Teresa, who is the great champion of humanity, as much as humanity is concerned in the entire world. Mother Teresa has managed to educate many poor people, the helpless, giving food, founding a foundation to help in the society. I want to tell you, dear friends, the lecturers and the Greco team, that all of us have the ability to help. Many other times we face challenges and we are taken down and broken into pieces. But with the help of the people who have humanity, we can be collected back and piece together and become whole again. Humanity is very key. It helps us to avoid. And the greatest glory of living, in the words of Nelson Mandela, he said that the greatest glory of living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. So when you fall, that is not the end. Humanity comes in. Somebody will connect you to destiny, will arise and tell you it's not over yet. Winners are people who never beaten the race. We keep going with a great sense of honor, dignity, and all along we have the guidance of the Almighty God, the supreme creator, the creator of the earth and the universe, who guides us, all of us, and gives us a success portion in the entire success in life. Humanity is key in attaining the integrity in the society. If your neighbor sleeps hungry and you eat and remains, you throw him on the bin. Care about your neighbors. It's not over until all of us are happy. Humanity guides us all through so that we make people happy. It's not about you being happy alone. It's about your neighbors, your friends, and the society becoming happy. Humanity is great kindness, mercy, and the care and the sympathy to help each other succeed. With those words, I would like to thank you all for listening to me so patiently. Thank you.
Tupige makofi tafadhali. Umesikiaje maneno? Amesema peace, love and unity. Kuna calm, eh? Is it part of our values?
Yeah, sure.
Is it part of our values?
Sure.
Okay. Dr. Volunteers, 2 ladies, 2 gentlemen.
2 ladies, 2 gentlemen. Gent number 1.
Haya, kuja hapa. Kuja hapa.
Wachito. Anaitwa kwa Wachito. Sasa Gent. Wachito. 2 ladies. Kama utakuja mimi kwa criteria. Haya, kuja.
Tempo nyana tempo yo baba sano kiwa ching baba kasha.
Good. So maybe the ladies on the other side, eh? So Musyoka.
Yes.
So there is this rich man around University of Eldoret. Margaret. Naoleka.
Anaoleka huyo.
Naoleka wana?
Anaoleka. Unasema unaoleka ndio unaoleka? Naoleka.
Naoleka ya. Sorry. So there's this rich man around University of Eldoret. Nakuja kwako. Tunaishi hostel sasa. Uko nje. Okay, but anataka kutafutia bed house. 2 bedroom.
Bed sitter.
Hapana, 2 bedroom.
Tunapenda bed sitter pia.
10,000 every month. Na gari. Tokuna uja campus na gari. How do you treat that situation? Lakini kwanza mshoka. Yes. Mbona unashangaa? Ni compare. Imekuja hapa.
Wanga bad lakini na siongea ati akiogopa ati the discussion.
Kuna
atuambie kama yeye.
Yeah, kama yeye. Kama yeye. Kusaidia kuja kwako kama yeye.
Kusaidia itakuwa constant.
Other factors remain what?
Kusaidia itakuwa constant.
Ceteris paribus.
Okay. Ceteris paribus.
Okay, as I've said, I'm Margaret. Akikuja, for what intentions Mbona anafanyika?
Kwani mbona anakuja kukuskanga na usome graduate? Huyo si babako, wewe ni baba. Wewe ni baba.
Okay, yes, my values I want to have.
Angusha ndio si ndio? According to her. Good job. Yes.
Amechoma ama hajachoma?
Sisi ni Gen Z. So open. Ngoja, nini unasema baba na anakupiga treatment mzee. Okay, sijamaliza. Lakini unasema baba kwanza kitu cha kwanza unakuja shule unapaka na lecturer wako wa shule. Unapaka hapo kando. Unapigia nikienda na kusongea. Unaishi 2 bedroom. Tajiri.
Anyway, there are always consequences of everything. So ukisema wamweka na baba, there are always the consequences.
Like ukana kwa baba.
Unaweza pata bibi yake atakuwa.
Bibi ya baba hata anambia ni mzee anakaa hapo anachunga ajukuu. Hata kuambia bibi ya baba anachunga ajukuu ndio. Baba anataka kwa baba, bibi yake anachunga ajukuu na mashamba.
Don't judge me. No judgment here. It is a joke. It's a safe house. Okay. For me, unajulikana saa ngapi? Na mbona anajua? But anyway, mbaba sio mzuri.
Sasa hivi ni gani wewe? Wewe tumekudisqualify from the conference. Ati unaanza na baba ni mzuri. Ni labda.
When you had that question, I mean, hiyo swali kidogo jamani. Were you shocked or you are not shocked? It's either you are shocked or you are not shocked.
I was not shocked.
Why?
Because maybe that baba is the one who is having that utu. And he's
Wangapi wanataka wanyama ni brilliant girl? Now, you see the circumstances that surround you. It's about making a decision, isn't it? But of course, we are not saying Margaret did bad not to accept it. Because this is about application of logic. And say this is bad and this is good. So you reach a level where you say, how do I discern wrong from right? You ask yourself that. And now maybe the temptation that Margaret would be having is that umeona marafiki zako wakifanya hivyo and they live good life. Because we work hard. What do you want? You want a good car. You want a good life. That is 2 bedroom. You want constant unemployment. That's the source of income, isn't it? But we ask ourselves, is it legit? And there is a difference between legitimacy and legality.
Legitimacy and legality.
After audience.
Okay, my name is Ronald. So, I think we need the destiny connectors at times. And they can come in any way.
So, destiny connectors.
Destiny connectors. Oh yeah?
Mobaba anaweza kuwa one of them. A destiny. Anyway, legality is something that is legal, and illegal is the opposite of legal. And then
what about legitimacy?
Legitimacy is something that is legit. It is presentable.
Hiyo kati hiyo. Unaeleza hiyo.
Mshoka.
Yes.
Wacha hivi. Sasa wacha tukuje kwa hii jamaa. Waitwa nani? Yusufu, umekuja kampo. Umemaliza first year, umekula vitabu. Second year, amekula nini?
Umekula zako.
Third year, progressing well. But there is this lady lecturer who comes to you after realizing you are a very hardworking young man and you have a future, but she's very beautiful. Young and beautiful, well schooled, and comes to you and say, don't worry, you'll pass, but I need your company. Yusuf.
Najitetea kama babako usituchome na sawa. Usianze ati wewe hapa kuna mamako kama babako.
According to me, genuinely, siwezi kataa.
Wewe nini ya baba? Endelea, sorry mwanangu, take your time. Baba ashashika mdogo, ashasahau kwamba na dream ni kugraduate. Nenda Joseph.
Unajua nikwambia, nasema ni young, beautiful, alafu ni professor, already in her future. In her future. Alafu kuna mimi bado na struggle. Yule shoe. Hapana. Ndio max ya bure, mambo mengine baadaye.
Hadi piga leo sisi today from Monday to Friday.
Ndio.
Of course, yeah, but it's a job by the way, because according to prevailing economic constraints, Deutschland ameamua tu acha nianguka na mama wale.
Mwenzako amepractice utu ama haja practice utu?
Sasa hiyo ndio destiny connector naongea kuhusu.
Msioka twende kwa audience. Msimama tu hapo. Any comment? Any comment? Any comment? We are winding up. Yeah? So, Msioka, I want you to get a comment from a lady. I'm getting from a gentleman.
Sure.
Sasa kama ni mimi huyo mama amenikujia mimi. Hata kama si yangu. Yaani
pia ati kama si nini?
Mambo ya age achana nayo. Unajua sasa hivi tunaenda na economic issues. Sasa kama tuangalie age, tuangalie mambo mengine. Mimi siwezi kufa njaa ati juu ni mzee. Mimi naenda tu alafu kesi baadaye. Alafu hii mambo ya utu. Hapo hivyo utu iko amenihurumia amenifikia.
Mushoka, please, over to you.
Lecture hapa anataka kumjibu.
Okay.
Okay, it's getting interesting, isn't it? Lakini tusidanganyane, si ndio? If you get those fake marks, if you are discovered, zote zinarudishwa zero. No. And they'll be easily. Na sasa unarudi beyond what you are. Si kwa waste time. Discover there are many people who have lost their jobs. Lecturers. And even these people who work in the office, if at all you change one mark, usually we have the ERP. Itauliza swali. Okay? I mean, it's a record somewhere, and you'll be called. And then when you are called, hakuna marks, lecturer alikuwa nani, and then we find out there's a disciplinary case for that lecturer or that worker. Alafu wewe, marks zote zenye ulipewa unanyang'anywa. Hakuna haja, si ndio? Work by the sweat of your brow. Get your thing.
Tuliuliza hivi, wachana na kwenda huko kwa marks. Tuliuliza hata marks issue, mimi nitakula mdogo vizuri lakini mama bishinda siku mzima. Iko hivyo.
You know there are consequences to your actions, si ndio? Huyo mama mwenye umeshikana na yeye, you don't know kama kuna ugonjwa, you don't know kama what he do to you. You know there are many consequences, isn't it? Ziko.
So Anita nataharibu future yako. When you're a young man and you are intending to marry and get your children, si ndio? Yeye ashakuweka huko, maybe ako 50 kama mimi, hana watoto, hawezi pata watoto. You spoil your whole lineage. Okay? So there are consequences. Hata ikiwa baadaye ama iwe sahi, you will face it. Every action has a consequence.
Ukipiki saizi ya sasa inapigwa kiki.
Lakini mshoka the lady.
The lady. Oh, yeah. Where's she? Tunamaliza. Huyu alinikataa. Yes.
What I mean choose?
Depends on which ground you are given that opportunity. Maybe you needed that opportunity so much. Maybe at times these decisions are derived from your background. Some of these people take that opportunity because of their background they come from. So depending on if at all you have principles that govern you, you won't grab that opportunity knowing the consequences that will come out of it. And if at all you will think at a perception of the background that you are coming from, definitely you'll grab that opportunity, and that isn't right. So I think we should have the principles that govern us, and by doing so, we'll not grab the opportunity knowing the consequences that are ahead of us.
Can we clap for her? Shaka, we need a dance song. We usher back the party.
Lakini kuna mmoja alichoma mwanzo. Acha nikwambie ni gani. Mimi sasa nilikuwa mbaba. Kama nje December kupiga ngeli. Hii ni sawa, mimi si mbaba, mimi ni baba. Okay. So
no, but she did extremely well. Huh? I mean, to the expectations of majority of you, I think she no. She's you know those ones you call them the minority, yeah? The minority, huh? Unamjua? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can you clap for them, please? They have done extremely well. We are going to conclude.
Yes.
Mercy, are we okay? Okay, come on, tuko sawa. So I think we are winding up our session. Mushoka, thank you so much. Yeah, and I think you are a great talent.
Thank you.
And you are complimented. You are not a competitor.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you've done it. Thank you. Comrade, thank you so much. This has been a very great conversation. This conversation does not have, it leaves you get provoked. Think through, establish what is legit and what is legal and what is moral, and even the position that you hold in society, so that you identify who you want to be from what you are now. And this is not just to mix words to make ourselves get confused. Because the society that we live in now has become so competitive, and that competition has created confusion. Because when you are told in those years, our head of department here will tell you that ukishamaliza kampo unaitiwa job, and you either accept it or you don't accept it. And you have made the decision to make a choice that you want a better thing, not this one that you are giving me now, but not these days. Yesterday in a village called Shewe in Kakamega, the boda representative was a graduate from Masindo Muliro University, and he has like around 5 boda, I mean the motorbike, and he has also 5 riders. So you see, this is a gentleman that went for a loan, bought the first boda, grew his boda business, and he chose to be the leader of that sector. So he was explaining to us, and we were having an engagement such as this, who were composed of religious leaders, parents who are men and women, Gen Zs were also there, the chief, the community policing officers, and the village elders. In the community there, out there, they were blaming boda people to be taking advantage of the young girls by giving them either money, free rides, and exploiting them sexually. And the bodabodas were able to respond to that from an Utu perspective. You remember the answer that came from, I think, from the lady, this other side, that maybe the Mbaba has more Utu than even the parent. Because the parent is not providing for this child who is at campus, and that gives an opportunity to Mbaba to take advantage. I think that is your point. So the bodaboda was saying, if you don't provide sanitary towels to your young girls, and they ask for that, and they have offers, who are we to refuse? Let me tell you, the chief was shocked in that meeting. Even the village elder was shocked. Even the old women were shocked. So you see, the challenge was thrown back at the parents that it's you people who don't provide for these girls, hence they come to us, we give them free rides, it's cost effective for us, we have no problem, and we can also still get entertained from them. Of course, morally is wrong. But for them, they are arguing that we are giving what you've not given them. If you give them, we have no other ways of what to give them. So you see the conversation, how it's going. And this is now the challenge that we are even, and this is going to lead into a national symposium in Nairobi. I mean, Cherem, I think when you came to Nairobi, you saw how we are combining engagements with the national government and departments of government, because we want a national conversation. We are saying, if you want our youth to be productive, do meaningful work, provide jobs for them. When they graduate, there are opportunities for them. You will never see crime. You will never see all these funny things that is being done in society, exploiting our youth, going to Saudi Arabia, doing funny things, and being taken advantage of because there is lack of what? Opportunities. So that is now the conversation that we are going to have. So ladies and gentlemen, I think ours is to end there and promise you that this conversation will be ongoing. It will be ongoing on our social media platforms. We are found on X, which is at Greco Kenya. You can see that, so you can you can follow us to have more conversation. Also, you can join our WhatsApp channel, which is composed of people we've interacted with, and it's optional. It's not a must. So you just write University of Eldoret in the WhatsApp. Don't send an SMS. Send a WhatsApp to 0708. We'll add you to the WhatsApp channel. 0708 23 9953. 0708 23 9953. I'll read for the last time. 0708 23 9953. And it is good we continue this conversation and interact with us, because there are so many other opportunities that we have for young people, including the Digital Democracy Fellowship, which the inaugural fellowship started this year and is ongoing for 6 months. And we have a group of fellows, about 58 of them. There were so many applications, but we chose 58 of them to undergo a 6 months Digital Democracy Fellowship, where the training will culminate into having them as digital ambassadors in the community, where we are even giving them some seed funding to start their community outreach project digitally. And please look forward for next year. I think we have also an opportunity for university students to write essays. It's a competition, but I think the deadline is close. It was on 30th September, but I hope you are on the lookout because we posted on our social media and our website, where the best 10 essays, we'll award them with smartphones, and we get independent assessor. So there are those kind of engagements that we usually provide to young people so that they can engage meaningfully in discussions. Then the last bit is that our organization is majorly inclined on legal issues, communication, as you might have seen the team here, political science, issues around education, issues around international relations. So for those students who are interested in attachment, industrial attachment, we have a very good industrial attachment at our place. Please, since it's good to translate this partnership with University of Eldoret into meaningful other engagement away from these discussions that we are having here. You could also pass through the head of department or the secretary here to reach out to us through an application, and we will always consider you if we'll have that opportunity. And then for those probably who are on their final years and probably have done relevant courses that concern our organization, it doesn't harm when we advertise for internship, paid internship opportunities. You can also apply to us and with us to even get career training in the issues that we deal with, other than Utu, practice of human dignity. We are also dealing with another subject that is very interesting now, that is giving us global dilemmas. And this is the misinformation, disinformation, malinformation, and fake news. It's a threat to our democracy. It's a big thing now. Misinformation being the spread of false news without intentions to harm. It's not deliberate, but you just found a job advert in a certain group, then you throw it into your family WhatsApp group, thinking that probably people who are jobless in your family can also apply for that job, but you didn't know or you didn't verify that it's fake. So you just passed it, misinformation, only to realize later on that this was not legit, it was not genuine, it was not right. Then disinformation is when you spread deliberately false information with an intention to injure image of an individual or an organization or an institution. Then malinformation is where you use accurate information, which is private in nature, to harm or to shame someone. Maybe, and this is very good between exes. You have people who call them exes, your ex-boyfriend, your ex-girlfriend. Then they say, wewe, nitakuanika. That's malinformation. Then fake news is the sensational spread of what is half truth and what is half fake, just to make people just get excited to consume certain particular news. So it's a subject that we deal with, but that is under another project which we are calling it Vijana Tuchanuke, which is being led by Duncan Maikwa, and many other programs that we have in our organization. So let me hand over back to Kitserem, and thank you so much for the opportunity. We really appreciate this connection with the University of Eldoret. Asante Misani.
That was amazing. I think, Joshua, you've done exceptionally well. I think I'll tell you a little secret when you are conversing with Mercy there just a few minutes ago. And she's affirming that this is one of the best encounters they've had. Isn't that true? So we really appreciate the kind of conversation that we've had today. That's been very fruitful. And there is no better way to appreciate.
Naita Kipsangu toka Elgeyo napenda Masingo. Naita Kipsangu toka Elgeyo napenda Masingo. Ya kwanza kugoda, ya pili kudonjo, ya tatu kuanguka, ya nne uonleke. Thank you so much. Alafu sasa watu wangu sasa, tuambeni hapa. Simama tu hapo tukupea yako. Tunaenda kama bora, sawa? Tunaanza hivi makofi, sawa? So tunaanza na nini? Toniko chini, mwisho climax, sawa? Weka mikono vizuri jamani. Wacha wivu. Wait and go. Hatujakugongea mtu wako ni nini? Bado nikwambie mimi akianani wacha tu. Lecturer, thank you so much for the advice. Mimi nimeweka wamama kando. Kama Max unakwambia hivyo. Okay. Weka kachumbani, weka energy. Tunaweza kugonga follow instructions. Kuna mgongo na appreciate design umefeel hiyo talk, sawa? And by the way, what we have done here, someday Barack Obama did that. Alikuwa na mtu aligonga na make fun Obama akiongea. So tunafanya kitu very unique. Twende. Kwanza chini. Okay, nimepita, simuona.
You with distinction also. That one you on a distinction. So thank you so much. Once again, we appreciate a very interactive session that we've had today. One message that I think I'll sum up all this is that the legality is meeting the morality, yeah? And the aspect of Utu is so broad. Amekuzia kidogo tu. So we look forward for more engagement with Grego on other areas and other topics that we may not even exhaust as humanity. Yeah? When I was sitting there, I was thinking of Utu in even just one section of our operations in the university. And what came to my mind is an exam period. I think my head of department knows that very well because I'm the coordinator of examination in the department. Even the time that when you're doing our exam. And it's a very, it's formation. You know what formation is? You know that. Is formation Utu when you're doing our exam? That's what I would expect. That's why we really need a lot of debate on that. Is what? Utu? It depends. Somebody is saying it depends. What any other tactic? Zooming, na telescopic eyes, exceptional eyes when they are doing exam, and you cannot get those telescopic eyes in other. Ukiangalia utaona paper yenye uko na utasoma. Is telescoping Utu? Yes. Which other tactic? Other tactics are very shameful. Huh? There was one time, okay, for ladies, you'll excuse me, there's one time, and this is a real life situation. Huh? One time we were invigilating exams, and I discovered a lady who was very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Every time, nikashindwa hapo na nini. So later on, I discovered kuna kitu anatoa. Nilipomkaribia, he turned back to me na kuniambia ni kubaya. Nikashindwa kubaya nini. The marks ilikuwa imewekwa the sanitary towel wrapping. Yes. So, anakuambia usiguze. So later on, she made a mistake. Unknowingly, akaichomoa ndani. That's how I discovered it. And remember, we are your parents. Huh? We don't normally enjoy when we get our students being sent home because of disciplinary issues. We also suffer mentally. We become so hard, especially those students that are completely sent home for good, unless you apply for clemency later on, or the university gives the clemency for you to come back. So I normally imagine somebody going home for life, and we are at 4th year. We've even had a situation, one of a very difficult situation in our department where one of our students, a 4th year student, the last exam, 4th year 4.2, the last exam in the timetable, impersonated somebody. And she was a kind of a first class lady. So why should you go home at that particular time? Bollywood. So that's just one of the areas. But when you see the life, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of topics that we can discuss on this. So we see once again say thank you Gregor team for the opportunity. Na hata sisi kama staff, wakati mwingine we go beyond teaching. Allow me to welcome just for some few minutes. Our head of department is also a very powerful mentor for us. You see, just to give us a point, to support me that there's something that he wants to share with us. Let us give us just some 2 minutes.
Okay, sorry to take a little more time, but I want to encourage you to discover your other talents. I'm a poet. I've written a book called Echoes of My Motherland, Africa. I want to share my poem very briefly. I hope it will be a blessing to you. Okay? Africa, she stands stately and strong. Her illustrious sons and daughters attest to her resilience. The color of the skin cannot get her down. Her surpassing natural resources can be plundered but not depleted. She's unbored by hunger. She's unbored by war. She's unbored by injustices and economic sabotage. She has found solace and strength in her Creator God. The Lord is her keeper, her shade on her right hand. Her help comes from the Lord who made the heavens and the earth. So I just want to encourage you, our sons and daughters. Do not be bored down, okay?
Know that I know all these things are challenging, the injustices are challenging, but we can find strength in God, isn't it? And we can find, I normally say, where's Soma? Read very hard and you will still get that job somehow. God is a God of justice. Okay? Aya, mwambie mwenzako justice iko. Encourage her so that you don't feel like you're here for nothing, isn't it? You remain our sons and daughters and we look up to you even to do greater things than we have. Like, be blessed, eh?
Wapi makofi yake jamani.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just to share the blessings that we've been having in the department, because despite the fact that it's our boss, is also a very prayerful lady, and we've benefited a lot by your leadership. So thank you so much. So I've been informed that Cornelius is around on behalf of the council spokesperson. Allow me also to address us to represent the governing council of our students.
Yes, good afternoon. To the Greco team, my name is Chuoni Cornelius. I'm the special member in charge of entertainment, games and sports in the University of Eldoret Students Organization. I want to really welcome you to the University of Eldoret and thank you for this interactive session that you've had with us. Indeed, we need to practice human dignity even here at the university, because sometimes we realize that kama comrades kuna ile survival tactics and sometimes you go out of your way. And I want to really thank you people for coming up to this session, and I know it has been a very interactive session. We have learned a lot. Actually, unaona hapa the student council ni kama ni mimi peke yangu. We received the information just yesterday that you were coming, and we had even told the dean of students that you can reschedule to another day. But already you had already made plans, and that is all in order. We welcome you. We also welcome you once again. This will not be the last day that you'll be here. You are also welcome to interact with us more and engage with the students. Thank you very much for coming for this session, and we will have several sessions like this so that you can also learn a lot and bond together as the student council. The student council is this work. So thank you very much, and I also take this opportunity to welcome you to tomorrow's Precious Bash, and let us also market the event. And I know we've got talent. Come with those talents, come and showcase. We are going to give you a platform. Thank you very much, and may God really bless you.
Thank you. Let us appreciate you. That's Chuoni Cornelius, head of sports. Thank you. And
thank you. Thank you very much, Greg. We are coming to an end of our engagement. And before we can do that, there's only 2 events that we want to do. We have vote of thanks from the students and closing prayer. So may I welcome my colleagues to give vote of thanks.
Once again, our HOD, the lecturer, the faculty, and my colleagues, good afternoon. Good afternoon once again. God is good, and all the time. I'm Sanada Nagoris, School of Agriculture, 3rd year. Let me take this opportunity to thank the great team for these brilliant ideas they've shared with us. We are very much grateful. Come once again, and we are happy to have you, and we welcome you back once again. To you, my colleagues, I'm so much grateful to you. The idea came from the School of Agriculture, and Mr. Kipserem was the contact person with the Greco team. And I also equal as the chairperson of the School of Agriculture Students Association. So he kept in contact with me, and we chose to do it a school way. So nimeshukuru sana. Hata wengine nimewapigia simu, I don't know you by your names. I called you at perhaps even at night, or you are ulikuwa umeshangaa, which number is this? But thank you. I didn't expect even this number, but you guys, that's great respect. Nimeshukuru sana. Thanks for turning up, and may God bless you. We have the congresses here, and I acknowledge your presence. I may not mention all your name, but I acknowledge your presence, and you have done a good work in mobilizing this. We also have the class reps who also helped me to mobilize the numbers. Nimeshukuru sana. May God bless you, and I wish you all the best. And there was that guy who performed a song. If we had his name, kindly we can subscribe. He had amazing. Thank you very much, and God bless you. There is a refreshment. Please don't leave, and we are happy. Next time when this event will come again, I will kindly share with you at an appropriate time. This time it didn't come. It came in an abrupt way for me, but next time we will be doing it in an advanced manner so that we have more students to attend. Thank you so much, and the great team. May God bless you. Welcome back once again. This is the University of Eldoret, the flame of knowledge and innovation. We are bright, we are very knowledgeable, we are very innovative. In your team, in terms of internship and attachment, these are the brilliant minds. These guys are the guys you to consider, and we will be very happy if one time you absorb one of us there. If you are one thing, God bless you all. I love you.